The world grew heavy with silence. A moment approached that would change everything. Love was about to be tested by suffering. He could have turned away. He could have chosen another path. But love does not run from pain. Love chooses to stay. The weight was heavy, not only of wood, but of the world's brokenness. Still, he walked on. On that cross, love was lifted high. Not in anger, not in hate, but in mercy. A sacrifice made for all. The earth fell silent. Hope seemed lost. And yet, this was not the end. From that moment of pain came the greatest gift of all. Forgiveness. Redemption. A love that would never fade. The cross was not the end of the story. It was the beginning of hope. Think about the heaviest thing you've ever had to carry. Was it a physical weight? Or was it the burden of a secret, a regret, a deep and personal pain? We all know what it feels like to be weighed down, to feel the strain on our shoulders and in our hearts. In those moments, we often feel completely alone, as if no one could possibly understand the depth of our struggle. But what if I told you there is a story about a weight so immense? It encompassed every ounce of human suffering, every mistake, every broken heart, every tear ever shed? And what if I told you that this weight was carried willingly, out of an unconditional love for you? This is the story of the cross. But it's not just a historical event that happened 2,000 years ago. It's a story that echoes in our lives today, every single day. Let's journey back to that quiet, dusty road leading up a hill called Golgotha. The sky was a somber gray, and an unsettling stillness hung in the air. A man, Jesus, walked with a calm resolve. He wasn't a king in a golden chariot. He was a humble servant, burdened but not broken. Each step was deliberate, filled with purpose. He could have summoned legions of angels. He could have vanished, leaving his accusers bewildered and powerless. He had every opportunity to escape the brutal reality that awaited him. But he didn't. Why? Because true, divine love isn't about self-preservation. It's about self-sacrifice. Love doesn't run from the storm. It walks right into it for the sake of the one it loves. And on that day, he was walking into the storm for all of humanity. He chose to stay, to face the unimaginable, because his love for us was stronger than his instinct to survive. Imagine the feel of that rough-hewn wood against his shoulders. It wasn't just splintered timber. That cross was a symbol, heavy with the collective weight of our world's brokenness. Every lie, every act of unkindness, every moment of despair, every sin from the beginning of time to the very end, he carried it all. Think about the physical exhaustion, the pain, the sheer human impossibility of it all. And yet, his footsteps never faltered. He kept moving forward, one step at a time, driven by a love that defies human comprehension. It was a love that said, I see your deepest flaws, your greatest failures, and I am carrying them so you don't have to. As the cross was raised against the darkened sky, it wasn't a symbol of defeat, it was a throne of mercy. There, suspended between heaven and earth, was love personified. There was no resentment in his eyes, no anger in his heart. Even as he suffered, his words were of forgiveness. Father, forgive them, he prayed, for they do not know what they are doing. This wasn't a love that demanded justice, it was a love that offered grace. It was a radical, world-changing act, a sacrifice not for the worthy, not for the perfect, but for everyone. For you, for me, for all of us in our beautiful, messy imperfection. For a moment, the world held its breath. The earth trembled, the sky went dark, and it seemed as if hope itself had died. In that profound silence, it felt like the end. The disciples were scattered, fear had taken hold, and the promise of a new kingdom seemed to have evaporated into the gloom. How often do we face moments like that in our own lives? Times when darkness descends, when our prayers seem to fall on deaf ears, and when all hope feels lost. That moment on the hill was the ultimate dark night of the soul for the entire world. But darkness is always deepest just before the dawn. That moment of ultimate pain and apparent defeat was not the final chapter. It was the turning point. From that profound sacrifice, the greatest gifts imaginable were poured out upon the world. Forgiveness and redemption, a chance to be washed clean, to start over, to be reconciled with God. A love that wasn't temporary or conditional, but eternal and unbreakable. A love that could never fade, never be diminished, never be taken away. And as the first light of dawn broke over the horizon a few days later, it revealed the truth. The cross was not a tombstone for hope, it was a doorway. It wasn't the end of a tragic story. It was the explosive beginning of a story of victory, resurrection, and eternal life. It's a reminder that even in our darkest hours, when we feel the weight of the world on our shoulders, we are not alone. There is a love that has already carried the ultimate burden for us. A love that conquered death itself, and a hope that shines eternally. Thank you for walking this journey with me today. If this story touched your heart, please like and subscribe for more content that explores faith, hope, and the incredible power of love.